data validation, themes and styles, adding graph, cross-referencing, printing worksheets, email workbooks, workbook security, data tables, pivot tables, keyboard shortcuts, and macros, right? So these are the topics which we are going to cover in coming 2 to 3 days. I mean 2 to 3 sessions, right? If needed, we'll go for 4 sessions, right? So let's get started, right? So today the topics that we are going to cover will be like this. So we are going to cover these topics today as much as possible as per as the time permits us, right? So first let's understand that all of us know that Excel is a product from Microsoft, right? There's a package called MS Office, and the product is one of the product in MS Office is MS Excel, right? Now MS Excel has a different version. Year-wise, they try to improvise the version, right? And uh, and basically there is a can somebody tell me what's the difference between worksheet and workbook? Any one of you can unmute and speak. What do you think should be the difference between worksheet and workbook? You must have heard about workbook also, and you must have heard about worksheet also. Can somebody tell me the difference? Yes, Ravi.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
The sheet means it will be in one workbook. We can go to different sheets. The workbook means it will be a
Hmm.
different workbook totally.
Correct. So you mean to say that collection of worksheets will be workbook, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. You are right. So if you see what is written here as Excel training sheet 1, which is here into my folder of Excel training, so you can see there are topics, there are Excel, there's Excel 2, there's Excel training sheet, and there's Excel basic 1. So these all are workbooks, right? Every different Excel workbook which you are working upon, depending on different topics you are working upon, will be known as workbooks. And this, what you see in the tabs, these are different worksheets, right? Can you see this is sheet 1, this is sheet 2, right? This is topics that I have given the name for this sheet, and there's data set, and there's pivot table, data set 2. So these are worksheets. So collection of worksheets will be known as workbooks, right? So now, since we know what is worksheet and workbook, right, we need to give a name, right? Every workbook we need to give a name, right? So first we will see how do we give name to a workbook, right? So any workbook that you're working upon, right? Suppose I'm opening any new workbook, right? Let's say I'm preparing a fresh workbook, right? This is absolutely new. This is having one sheet, right? I'm entering some data here, right? And I'm adding one more tab, that means one more sheet, right? And I'm entering some information here also, right? Then when I try to save it, right, I do go to save as, I select the location where I want to save it, right? And suppose this, I give a name to this, right? Suppose I give the names training test, testing. So training testing is the name suppose I'm giving, right? So if you see, the file name is given by me, right, by the user, right? So this file name, right, for as a name of the workbook, this portion, right, this portion is now not complete, right? This portion is more than there, right? So naming convention of a workbook will be divided into two parts. First will be primary name. Primary name is the one which is given by the user, and secondary will be given by the Excel, I mean by the system by default, right? You cannot give your own name. There is some limited names which are here, and you need to select some name out of it. So that will be the secondary name. That would be the part of the naming convention. So primary name is given by the user, and secondary name is given by the system, I mean MS Office, and then you can save it, right? So this is about the naming convention. Guys, while we are doing the basics of Excel today, right, most of you will find it that, oh, I already know this is very basic, right? But still I want you to be attentive, because you might find something very useful here, and it will be definitely of very much useful to your friends, right? So it will be a revision for you and a practice for your friends, right? Okay, so as you can see, I have got one data set. One is the name that I have given to this worksheet, right? That means you can name your, I mean, we have just named the workbook. You can also name your worksheet. For example, here I have written it rename, right? That means if I do a right click here, right? If I do a right click here on the tab, these are the options that